Hi, I'm Ezekiel McNevin, and this is a UTS student podcast on rough sleepers and government housing in Sydney. The City of Sydney has implemented new initiatives to provide direct housing to rough sleepers, but it is debatable whether this is just a short-term solution to reduce the rate of urban homelessness to appease the public, without being a remedy for some of the primary reasons people end up living on the streets in the first place, such as drug and alcohol addiction, mental illness, and barriers to education or employment.
You should have seen me a couple of years ago. I was in the worst fucking housing place I've ever been in. Like, there was stabbings, bestiality, just some fucked up shit down in Waterloo/Redfern.
That's Xavier Bolton, a 19-year-old rough sleeper from the inner west of Sydney who is currently staying at Oasis in Surrey Hills in transitional housing.
I was a rough sleeper for many years, but to be honest, I think the government focused too much on drug addicts and not enough people who are just products of bad upbringings and stuff like that. Because I'm from this country, I was born here. I went through a lot of fucking abuse and all that shit as I grew up. Went to hospital after hospital of my mum putting me in jail and shit like that. And then I ended up here, but there's barely any support at Oasis. If you're doing schooling or if you're in a job, then they can help you out with transitional housing. But other than that, you have to find your own way.
Providing housing and living essentials is expensive enough, but to ensure ongoing support is provided to rough sleepers in provisional housing is a whole other ballgame. But the colossal pricing of housing in Sydney creates a kind of impossible situation.
Housing rough sleepers via the Housing First program has been shown internationally to be a very good way of ending homelessness.
That's Digby Hughes. He's the Senior Policy and Research Officer at Homelessness New South Wales. He believes that the direct provision of housing for rough sleepers is a universal human right and a key initiative to ending homelessness in Sydney and across the globe.
You can work with people when they're adequately housed. The longer a person's on the street, the harder it is to get them housed and keep them housed. We're increasingly seeing single older women. They don't have support needs. There's no mental health issues. There's no alcohol or drugs, brain injury. There's just no affordable housing.
It seems pretty clear that far more government housing is needed, but also ongoing support to ensure rough sleepers don't end up back on the street once they're put into housing. But let's not forget that we could all be changing our perspectives and doing far more to create a more inclusive social society to benefit rough sleepers who are also our neighbours.
Counselling is needed. I just think there needs to be a lot of support around people who have grown up in fucked up houses, who live with parents who are smoking ice, doing heroin, and it's a small group of the society that's willing to help out. But to be honest, they put a lot of money into casinos to feed their hunger, but they don't put much money into kids who are out of homes and sick and need some help,
Thanks for stopping by. Until next time.